What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review wrap-up. I'm going to be doing the Future Quest number 9. This is the Herculoids, Super Sons number 15, and Iron Fist number 80. Like always, I'll go from what I would think not necessarily the worst, because these are all okay. Well, that's okay. These were good, but I'm doing these to save time. So let's start with Herculoids. I've really been liking Future Quest, but unfortunately this one fell really flat. And maybe just because I've been really amped up on Birdman. That arc of this Future Quest series was like primo. This kind of ventures back to the Herculoids. You have Dorno, the young Herculoid, fighting off some invaders. Of course, he does the kid thing where he's like, "I'm an adult," and he kind of comes across a being called Animan. Animan pretty much, says, "I can give you whatever you want." He essentially makes like a deal with the devil type thing, to where he can have whatever he wants, but it comes at a price, and he ends up regretting it, which then kind of leads to, I guess, where this arc is going to go, where Dorno is now actually grown up and having to fight his way to face Animan as to kind of get him off the planet. It's a little bit of a trope, storyline. I do like the art. It feels like a classic, Hanna-Barbera cartoon, which, again, it should. But again, maybe the second part of this arc will feel, I don't know, add a little more to it. But it just, the story itself fell a little flat. Next up, Iron Fist 8. Actually, I'm sorry. No. Super Sons 15. I like this. I've been liking Super Sons. It sucks that it's getting canceled. I came onto this series entirely too late. I've really, really, really been enjoying the relationship between John and Robin. It feels very natural. It feels like two best friends hanging out. If two best friends were superheroes, what would they do? How would they go about things? And of course, they have the personalities of Batman and Superman. One being very dark and sinister, but kind-hearted, and the other one being really powerful, but almost, I wouldn't say gullibly innocent, but very innocent at heart. So this one actually was kind of a dark issue. So Kid Amazemo comes back, and I guess that was from an earlier story arc, the first volume. But what I like here is this sequence where their underwater base gets pretty much compromised, and Robin gets these and diverts and says, "I'm gonna go get these rebreathers. You kind of fend off Kid and Mazemo for a couple minutes." Superboy kind of gets in a bad shape. Robin gets to him. He's like, "Okay, man, I'm gonna get you." Again, Robin is only human, and he is taking his super-powered alien friend, and he's like, I've got you. And he's swimming him up. And then finally Superboy comes to, and he's like, "We can fly, I'll get us out of here." And then he gets pulled, Superboy gets pulled under. Robin, in that instance, he's now who knows how deep underwater. Even though he doesn't have any air, says, "I'm going after my friend." And I love this, where he's going, and he's just like, he finally realizes he can't go down any further, and he starts to head back up, and finally Cyborg saves him. One other part that was super dark. Kid Mazemo kidnaps Superboy, and he takes him, and he kind of goes to the story of how he escaped. There was the kid that was in the Kid Mazemo armor. Was it kind of like finally like the armor overpowered the security system and kind of took him over, but the armor was only using him as a power source, and it actually, like, the kid was dead inside of him, and then it turned out that, like, he just wants another power source, and he wants to use an ultimate power source being Superboy. I think that's a really neat concept. Again, super dark that this dead kid was in this armor pretty much the entire time. But again, really been liking this series. I hope they do something similar to follow up. But yeah, really good. Okay, now Iron Man number 80. This kind of caps off the Damnation tie-in of Iron Fist, and I'm 99% sure that this ends the Iron Fist run, which makes me sad because I really have been enjoying it. But the last page is the end, and kind of ends on a very kind of happy, sappy note. Danny is fighting for his life. He makes a deal with a demon because his half sister and his mentor are pretty much fighting for their souls. Only one of them can win. So Danny makes a deal that they all have to fight the remaining 12 demons. And man, in this whole thing, so you have Danny, his half sister, Orson Randall, who was an older Iron Fist, Fat Cobra, and then Fat Cobra's mom, who died giving birth to Fat Cobra. And she is brutal. Everything she says is hilarious. So she's talking about, like, he's like, oh, this is my mom, I want us to have a, chance even under these circumstances. And she says, you overgrown buffoon, you're going to get us killed for a second time, or you're going to get me killed for a second time, because he killed her before. And then even down here, I would rather die here than return to a world with a son who looks as shameful as you. Again, brutal. I wasn't crazy about the art in this. It was a little too cartoony. For some reason, it fit a little bit better last issue than it did this issue. So they end up fighting the demons. Whereas Fat Cobra's mom has another really good line. Here we go. So she says, you were never... He's like, oh, I'm very sorry for what sort of man your little boy has grown into. Or, oh, I'm very excited to show you the sort of man your little boy has grown into. Because he's fighting all these demons and stuff. And she's like, you were never a little boy. When I was pregnant with you, I thought I was... there were 30 babies inside of me. Yet there was only one monstrosity. So it's like, she's just ripping into him. I'm going to go ahead and... I don't want to spoil what happens, but of course it kind of ties up with him trying to find the rest of the Las Vegas heroes in the Damnation story, which is actually out today, and it is on my pool, so I will be reviewing it. But it kind of gives the I wouldn't say cliche, but kind of cliche monologued ending, and then it says the end. So I don't know if this is the last issue. If it is, it's okay. It's a decent ending, but I really wish it wasn't, because it leaves a lot of questions open. Again, the relationship between him and his half sister, how that can kind of go forward. I would love to see more of Fat Cobra, because he hasn't been in this run like at all. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So definitely check out these 3 books. The Future Quest series for me has seen better. Still a good series. Super Sons continues to be awesome. Iron Fist, sad if it's going away. Subscribe over here, watch some more videos, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.